Hello from Dubai. I'm Rachel Price and welcome to the podcast Not Just Making the Tea, a show where we'll talk about the realities of our career and life choices, what life skills there are to be learned, and how they can influence and help us to succeed. It's all about celebrating the parts that don't go to plan as much as those which do. So welcome to Season 2. This season, the focus will be on looking at how we develop ourselves to ensure that we're getting the most from our lives, both professionally and personally. The aim is that there'll be some chats with the experts along the way, whilst also the regular podcasts about key skills and attributes that we need to continue developing. So please do keep listening. I hope that you enjoy listening, find the topics thought-provoking, entertaining, and that they add some positive vibes to your day. So on that note, let's get started with today's topic. The worst career mistakes even smart people make. So imagine you've graduated and landed a steady job with a good number of vacation days. Woohoo, great! It's time to celebrate, right? Well, hey, not quite so fast there. Today we discuss some of the most common missteps we're all likely to make regarding our careers and the choices. I can say that I've made career mistakes in my 20s, 30s and 40s. Honestly, I've been working in an industry I never considered for myself, sometimes in a job that I hated and would eventually leave, and worst of all, I wasn't making any progress towards where I wanted to be in my life or what I thought was my life plan. So consider these 7 career mistakes people often make. In fact, I've probably made all of them, but that doesn't mean you have to. Or if you do, listen to the tips and know that you can change it for the better. Number 1, you're following someone else's plan. Many of us have expectations thrust on us by our parents, family members, friends, teachers, and even mentors. All too often we allow them to influence the direction that we take in our lives. A huge career mistake would be to enter a job or a field that you have absolutely no interest in pursuing, even if it makes mum and dad happy. Yes, it may seem to satisfy those around you, but you'll never love or feel fulfilled by the work that you're doing. So tip number 1, start by writing down a list of your career must-haves and refer to it whenever you're considering applying for a company or accepting a job offer. For some this might be salary, for others it might be work-life balance, or even company culture or ethos. When aunts and uncles offer opinions on your career path at the annual family reunion, smile, but remind yourself that they're not the ones living your life. When you're offered a position that interests and intrigues you, your happiness will be evident to everyone around you, even to those who are trying to influence your career. Number 2, you get complacent. When I accepted my first full-time position, I was ecstatic. I could pay my bills, put a little bit away, and even had left over enough for a social life. However, getting comfortable in that position is exactly where I went wrong. Although I loved the work that I was doing and my colleagues, not focusing more on my own growth ultimately hindered my career. I ignored the red flags, and the more I did, the more I failed to listen as my career screamed for change. My tip number 2, as fabulous as your fun and social life may be, always trust your gut. You know when you're ignoring the signs. We all do. Get out of your comfort zone and start looking for new challenges. Set monthly or weekly reminders to scan the job boards. Follow up on outstanding applications, or just reach out to people in your network for informational interviews. Make it a goal to acquire a new skill each month. Update your LinkedIn summary. And know that by taking some action, however small, it will keep your career from becoming neglected. Number 3, you're desperate for a job, so you take a job you don't actually want. Searching for a job is a full-time job on its own, so when you do get an offer, the pressure to take it can seem insurmountable. But taking a job that you know that you don't want, just to have a job, will only lead ultimately to unhappiness. Think about it. You spend most of your time at work. So if you're not happy, it will obviously affect your life outside of the 9 to 5 as well. Here's tip number 3. If you're strapped financially and need to take the job, do it, but set a deadline for yourself. And then, hustle. Head directly home after work to write some cover letters or update your portfolio and CV. Remind yourself that this process is only temporary and accept that you may need to spend a few more months scanning the job boards rather than going out with friends. Make sure that you don't find yourself settling into the job that you don't want. Do the work, but make sure to keep working towards your end goal, whatever that may be. Number 4, you stay in a job you hate or dislike. When it comes to your career, the word trapped should never enter your vocabulary. Similar to taking a job that you don't want, staying in a job that you hate can wreak havoc on your life outside of work. Whether you've outgrown the position, are feeling burnt out, or just bored, know that it's time to go. If you're unhappy at work, your attitude and personality could suffer, which will inevitably affect your personal life and relationships. If you're feeling this way, you should launch your search for a new position immediately. Tip number 4. Some time ago, someone told me point blank that I needed to change my mindset. And that's exactly what anyone in this position needs to do. Get to work by shifting your focus and attention. Rather than complaining to friends about your current situation, reach out to them for ideas on how to find a new one. Ask them for what they think your strengths are and whether they know of a company or a job that might interest you. You want a job that will add to your life, not detract from it. Number 5. You spend your time waiting for the phone to ring or the email to ping. Your dream job isn't going to miraculously appear in your life. In fact, it's kind of like dating. You meet a guy and after talking to him, give him your number. Then you wait for the call. But if you hadn't actually gone to that party and hadn't met him in the first place, he wouldn't even be an option. Jobs are found very much in the same way. If you don't actually apply for jobs, you won't be on anyone's radar. Your dream job isn't going to come knocking at your door, you need to go chasing it. So for my tip number 5, be proactive. Instead of waiting for recruiters or potential employers to call you, call them. Or better yet, do a little research on the companies that you love. Find the best contact for the role that you want, and that may be HR person or someone in the department that you'd like to join, and send them an informational email or an in-mail via LinkedIn. You never know, a little bit of extra communication might just lead to your dream job. Number 6, you don't job hop or you do it much too often. Don't be afraid to hop from position to position. It might just get you closer to your dream job. But remember not to move too often either. Having a few different positions under your belt isn't a bad thing, but if an employer gets the impression that you're likely to spend only a year or 2 at any job, you may become less than a stellar candidate. Feel free to search and experience, but make sure that you're always working towards your goal and not hampering any future opportunities. Consider tip number 6. Once you've found a job that meets your basic requirements, stay put for a while. Take a deep breath and write up a plan. Figure out where you want your career to go and what positions will aid in your growth and moving forward. Staying put doesn't mean letting your career go stagnant. While you're putting your time in at your current company, continue to network with anyone and everyone that can help you reach your goal. Number 7. You let fear dictate your career. I can't apply for that job. I'm not qualified. I already have a job, so why spend time looking for a new one? They'll never give me that promotion or raise. I should just be happy with what I have now. Sound familiar? The problem for most of us, this is nothing more than us giving a voice to our fears. Never let fear dictate your career track. How do you know if you won't get the job unless you apply? You don't, and you can't know for sure. If you deserve the promotion or the raise, go after it. You should never feel settled. Try to take risks that allow you to challenge yourself and get closer to where you want to be. So it's time to try tip number 7. Apply, apply, and apply again for any job position that sounds interesting to you. Never let the requirements of the position or even your own self-doubt stop you from going after what could be your dream job. Recently, a friend posed this question to me. That wouldn't stop a guy from applying, so why would it stop you? Go for it. When you're in your 20s, you're seeking a better understanding of what you'd like to do spending your time. Make sure that you don't coast through those years and that you're always making moves that get you closer to the career that you've always dreamed of. So these are my 7 common career mistakes that often even smart people make. Don't let yourself fall into the same mistakes and situations as many others have before you. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If you've enjoyed this episode, then subscribe and get new episodes sent to you weekly. You can do that for free via Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast and more. I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to listen, so subscribe, like, tell your friends, and send me any comments and feedback. Please do take the time to rate this podcast, as it helps to improve the show and increase the audience base. Also, check out the Instagram page, Not Just Making the Tea, for more information on these topics and more. For activities and resources, check out the Learning Hub on educationyala.teachable.com. There is a direct link within the podcast information. So thank you once again, keep safe and chat soon. Have a great day.